Hi friends, I have Psalm 28 to share with you this morning. If you have your Bibles, open them up so you can follow along. I'm going to read this as I get started and then I'll share a bit of my notes with you. Psalm 28 says, "Lord, I call to you, my rock. Do not be deaf to me. If you remain silent to me, I will be like those going down to the pit. Listen to the sound of my pleading. When I cry to you for help, when I lift my hands toward your holy sanctuary, do not drag me away with the wicked, with the evildoers who speak friendly ways with their neighbors while malice is in their hearts. Repay them according to what they have done, according to the evil of their deeds. Repay them according to the work of their hands. Give them back what they deserve. Because they do not consider what the Lord has done or the work of his hands, he will tear them down and not rebuild them. Blessed be the Lord, for he has heard the sound of my pleading. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him, and I am helped. Therefore, my heart celebrates. I will give thanks to him with my song. The Lord is the strength of his people. He is the stronghold of salvation for his anointed. Save your people, bless your possession, shepherd them and carry them forever." As I looked at the different titles to this psalm, I have a stack of different Bibles, and so I find it interesting to compare the different versions and the different notes. And I found some in this, just in the titles. One of them says, this psalm is titled "My Strength," and in another Bible, it is titled "Rejoicing in Answered to Prayer." Both are certainly seen in this psalm as we hear David's cry and plea to God. David appears to open this psalm with what is a desperate place. He writes, "Lord, I call to you, my rock." When we find ourselves in hard, desperate places, we need to remind ourselves of who our God is. He is our rock. He is our Father, and he loves us. Sometimes life is so loud and our situation so desperate, we wonder if God even hears our voice. In verse 2, it says, "Listen to the sound of pleading when I cry to you for help." As David continues his prayer, he pleads for God's mercy and then for God's justice, for evildoers to be repaid for what they have done. They do not consider what the Lord has done, he writes in verse 5. The Lord is the one who fights for us. Exodus 14:14. We are told not to seek vengeance for ourselves because the Lord is the one who will vindicate us and vindicate his people. Deuteronomy 32:36. The vengeance belongs to the Lord. But that is what David is crying for when he is calling out for God's justice to fall on those who are doing evil around him. Right now in my morning devos, my study is in the book of Ezekiel. And in chapters 25 and 26, God is cursing the nations around Israel because they have celebrated as they had watched Israel be conquered and destroyed. Now, the fall of Israel was one of their own doing. Because of their disobedience and idol worship, God sent them into exile. But these nations brought curses on themselves when they celebrated Israel's falling. In Genesis 12, part of the covenant that God makes with Abram, later called Abraham, is that God will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. These nations brought these curses on themselves. In verses 1 and 2, we hear David crying out and pleading to the Lord. Here in verse 6, we see the result. David writes, "Blessed be the Lord, for he has heard the sound of my pleading." We have confidence because we know our God hears us. The Lord is my strength, my shield, my heart trusts in him, and I am helped, says verse 7. Verse 9, the Lord is the strength of his people and our shield and our salvation. David pleads, save your people, bless your possession, your inheritance. We belong to him. We are bought with the price, the blood of Christ. And we belong to him. David writes, shepherd them and carry them forever. Our God is our shepherd, and he cares for us. He leads us. And as our good shepherd, Jesus laid down his life for his sheep, for